The empty pot. In a faraway land, there lived a wise and gentle emperor who loved nature. He spent his mornings walking in the palace garden, touching the soft petals of blooming flowers and smelling the sweet air. But as the years passed, the emperor grew older. He had no children of his own, and he began to worry about who would rule the kingdom after him. One morning, he called his advisors and said, "It is time to find someone honest and strong to be the next emperor. Not someone from a royal family, but someone with a good heart." After much thought, the emperor came up with a plan. He would give every child in the kingdom a flower seed. "Whoever grows the best flower in 1 year," he announced, "will become the next ruler." News spread quickly. Children from all villages gathered at the palace. Among them was a boy named Ping. Ping was known in his village for growing the most beautiful flowers. He talked to his plants every day, watering them gently and giving them love. When Ping received his seed from the emperor, his eyes sparkled with hope. "I will do my very best," he said. He ran home, found the finest clay pot, and filled it with fresh soil. He planted the seed carefully and gave it water and sunshine. Each day he checked the soil. Weeks passed. Nothing grew. Ping worried. "Maybe I gave it too much water," he thought. He changed the soil, tried new pots, even whispered encouraging words to the seed. Still nothing. Other children spoke about their sprouting plants, their growing leaves, their colorful buds. But Ping's pot remained empty. Months passed. Ping's worry grew into shame. "What will the emperor think of me?" he wondered. His friends' pots were full of tall flowers in red, yellow, and blue. Some even added gold ribbons to their pots to impress the emperor. Ping's pot held only dirt. When the year ended, Ping's mother saw the tears in his eyes. "You did your best," she said, gently placing her hands on his shoulders. "You were honest, and you never gave up. That is something to be proud of." Ping nodded slowly. With heavy steps, he picked up his empty pot and walked to the palace. The streets were filled with children holding flowers of every kind. They laughed and showed off their plants. Ping held his pot close, heart pounding with fear. In the grand hall, the emperor walked among the children, looking at their flowers. He smiled politely, but said very little. When he came to Ping, he stopped. "Why is your pot empty?" he asked. Ping's face turned red. "I tried, Your Majesty. I gave it water and sunlight. I changed the soil and cared for it every day. But nothing grew. I'm sorry." The emperor looked at him for a long moment. Then he turned to the crowd and raised his voice. "Behold, your new emperor." Gasps filled the room. The children stared. Ping stood frozen. "But I have no flower," he said. The emperor smiled. "1 year ago, I gave each of you a seed that had been cooked. It was impossible to grow. Yet many of you brought beautiful flowers. That means you replaced the seed. Only one child was honest enough to bring me what he truly had, an empty pot." He placed a gentle hand on Ping's head. "This boy has the courage to tell the truth, even when it's hard. That is the kind of leader our kingdom needs." Tears welled in Ping's eyes, not of sadness, but of joy and relief. The crowd began to clap, then cheer. Ping looked around and saw the faces of children and adults alike, now filled with respect. From that day forward, Ping studied with the emperor and learned to rule wisely. Years later, when the emperor passed away, Ping became the kindest ruler the land had ever known.